Good morning, kindergarten. It is Mrs. Shervani here, and I am so excited to talk to you guys about this week's Positivity Project character strength. So, in the beginning of the school year this year, Mr. D, our principal, gave all of us teachers a test. Yeah, we have to take tests too as teachers. And our test told us which character strength is our top one. So we had to answer a bunch of questions about our opinions on things and our thoughts. And then at the end of the test, Mr. D would tell us which Positivity Project strength we have the most inside of us. Because we all have these strengths in us, but some are just stronger in other areas than others. And when I got my test results back, I found out that my number one strength is the one we're talking about this week. Purpose. Connection or purpose is my top trait. So, when you have this character strength, it means that you have beliefs about the meaning of life and your life's purpose. You seek to be part of something greater than yourself. And this couldn't be more true for me. I'm not surprised that this is my top strength because I for sure believe that I was put on this earth for a reason and that I have good things to accomplish during my life. I believe that. I believe I was put here to be a teacher. I believe I was put here on earth to be a mom and a wife and all of the things that I am. And I try to do my best to make the world a better place. I try. I'm not always perfect at it. I make mistakes, but I really try. And I know so many of you feel this way as well. So let's get into today's quick lesson, and we're going to read a really good book. Our quote says, "Everyone has a purpose in life and a unique talent to give to others." That is so true. And Kalam Anji Reddy said this. I'm not sure who that is. We'll have to look that up another day. Everyone has a purpose in life and a unique talent to give to others. Very true. Okay, so we are going to read this really, really good book by Amy Krouse Rosenthal. And I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple of weeks ago, I read you Dear Boy and Dear Girl. And that same author wrote this book. She writes wonderful stories, and they're some of my favorites. Now, unfortunately, I don't have this book in my house, so I'm just going to show you the YouTube video. I tried to find it online. I tried to find it a place where I could read to you, but since libraries are closed right now, we'll just watch the YouTube video together. But it's a really, really good story about a spoon who wishes he could be like the other utensils, but he can't because he's a spoon. So as we read this book, let's find out and let's watch as he wishes he was like other people. And I wonder how the story ends, because wishing you were like somebody else is not really a great way to live your life. So let's see what happens. Here it comes.
With Grammarly, you can find really good.
I had all this loaded, and then it got to the end. Here we go.
This is the story of
I'm excited.
By Amy Krouse Rosenthal, illustrated by Scott Magoon, and creatively read by Miss Jill.
You still see it? I'll make it a little bigger for you. It's kind of weird showing you a video through a video. There's Spoon.
And this is Spoon's family.
That's his family.
On Sundays, Spoon goes to visit his Aunt Silver. He has to be on his very best behavior there.
I'm going to try to read it to you. So, on Sundays, Spoon goes to visit his Aunt Silver, right here. And he has to be on his very best behavior there because she's fancy and proper. So there he is. He's all dressed up. see him and his family. I'll try to read the words to you. He looks happy. I like his tie. At bedtime, Spoon likes to hear the story about the adventures his great-grandmother who fell in love with a dish and ran off to a distant land. Do you guys remember that nursery rhyme? The dish ran away with the spoon. The cow jumped over the moon. That's a good one. So he's thinking about that. It's funny. There they are right here. All right, let's see what happens next. Lately, though, Spoon had been feeling blue. What's wrong? Asked his mother. You look a bit out of shape. Oh, nothing, mumbled Spoon. Oh, there he is in his blueberries. It's just that, I don't know, my friends have it so much better than me. Like Knife. Knife is so lucky. He gets to cut. Yeah. He gets to spread jelly. I never get to cut or spread anything. Yes, Knife is pretty spiffy that way, isn't he? Said his mom. Oh, and there is Fork. What is Fork doing? It looks like he's lassoing a spaghetti, and he's poking some hamburger meat. He gets to go do some pretty cool things. Those chopsticks aren't they something else? Ooh, I know that a lot of you like to use chopsticks. They're so cool. They get to pick up that sushi and they work together and you pinch them. And then there's Knife. Let's see what Knife says.
What his friends were saying at that very moment.
So here's what his
So
friends
lucky,
are saying.
said Knife. He's so fun and easygoing. Everyone's so serious with me. No one's ever allowed to be silly with me. Like that. Like, look at Spoon. They're all having fun. Spoon is so lucky, said Fork. He gets to measure stuff. Look at him. No one ever does that with me. Daddy, I want to measure stuff.
Oh.
Spoon is so lucky, said Chopsticks. He can go places by himself. We could never function apart.
Oh, so they have to always work together.
That night, after bedtime stories, Spoon's mom turned off the light, tucked him in, and said, You know, Spoon, I wonder if you realize just how lucky you are. Your friends will never know the joy of diving head first into a bowl of ice cream. They'll never know what it feels like to clink against the side of a cereal bowl. They'll never be able to twirl around in a mug or relax in a nice hot cup of tea.
This is so warm.
Hi, my name's Spoon. Hi. Spoon hadn't thought of it that way before. He lay awake in his bed for a long time.
Oh.
His mind was racing. He
Wow,
felt so
funny.
alive. There was only one thing to do. Mom, Dad, I can't sleep.
Oh.
Come snuggle. Yes, dear. Come, Spoon. And so he did. Sweet dreams.
Oh, he does indeed have sweet dreams. Oh, I love that book. So let's go back to our questions here. What is the purpose of Spoon, Knife, and Fork? They had different jobs to do. So the spoon's purpose is to scoop things, and you can scoop things when you bake or when you eat cereal or ice cream. You can twirl things up. And what's the purpose of Knife? Well, Knife cuts, Knife can spread things. And what's the purpose of Fork? Well, Fork can poke things. Fork can also kind of cut a little bit, but not as well as Knife, right? Not as good. Are their purposes different from each other? Yeah, they're very different. So this makes me think about my dinner last night. Last night for dinner, I had chicken and couscous and then a vegetable. And couscous is like rice, kind of, but it's like a sphere, and it's very small. It's very small. It's delicious, though. And I had to use all 3 of these utensils last night as I was eating. So I had to use the spoon for that small couscous because you can't really poke that with a fork. And I had to use my knife to cut my chicken because the fork wasn't strong enough to cut it. And I had to use my fork then to pick up my chicken and eat it. So I had to use all 3 utensils for one meal. And that's kind of how we are like as people. Everybody has different talents. So one question said, the last question said, do you think your purpose is different than others' purpose? Yeah, for sure. If we were all here on Earth with the same exact purpose, life would be really boring. I have a different purpose than Mrs. Merritt and Mr. Thayer and Miss Kay and Mrs. Angel. We all have different purposes and we all have different talents. But when we work together as a team, it makes us be the best teachers that we can be for all of you kiddos. And that is how life works. When we share our talents with each other and when we encourage each other and lift each other up and try to build each other up as people, the world is a better place. So I am so excited to hear Miss Kay talk about day 3 and day 4 tomorrow and Thursday, and then you'll see Mr. McGriff on Friday. This is a really good one, guys. Obviously, it's my favorite character strength because it's my top one. But I do enjoy talking about them all with you. Have a wonderful Tuesday. I'll see you guys next Tuesday for Positivity Project. Bye.